Hey everybody, it's Eric from EPautos.com, your libertarian car guy. Wanted to touch on something that has to do with the article I just posted up on the site about a guy who tried to unsuccessfully outrun cops while riding a Harley Davidson. And that prompted me to remember something about muscle cars, of which I'm a great fan, and I possess one and have owned several in the past. And it is that while muscle cars were quick, they were not very fast. A lot of people either don't know that or don't understand the distinction, so I'll try to explain it. Muscle cars were set up to be very quick in terms of how rapidly they accelerated, and specifically through the quarter mile. But they weren't very fast. They tended to have top speeds around 120 miles an hour, and some of them less than that. And in case you didn't know it, pretty much any vehicle that has been made over the course of the last 20 or so years can easily hit 120 or faster if given enough time. Even the Prius, the last generation Prius, not the current one that's a little bit speedy, but the old one. I personally have done it. Now, you might be wondering why. Well, here's why. The muscle cars had a gearing disadvantage. They typically had either a 3-speed automatic or a 4-speed manual. They did not have overdrive gearing. And they had a pretty aggressive rear axle ratio. Again, designed to help them launch hard and accelerate quickly through the quarter mile. The problem was that mechanically, when you hook all those things up together, the 3-speed automatic or the 4-speed manual, and a final drive ratio like a 390 or a 411 gear ratio in the back, what you end up with is the engine is running at or very near redline in top gear, which would be third or fourth, depending on what type of transmission that you have, at the end of the quarter mile when it was doing about 120. Today, on the other hand, modern performance cars like cop car Chargers, they have 8-speed automatics with overdrive, and they have relatively mild rear axle gearing, and so that allows them to be both very quick and very fast. They can accelerate to 60 as quickly as most of the muscle cars of the classic era, and they can keep on going from there to 150 plus miles an hour. Now, Harleys, in some ways, are kind of like the old muscle cars. I think they have 5-speed transmissions mostly, and the way they're geared, and because of their aerodynamics and because of their weight, they tend to top out around 115 miles an hour or so. There are a couple that are faster, but generally speaking, that's about as fast as they are. They're fairly quick off the line because those big V-twin engines produce a lot of torque, and that gives you that seat-of-the-pants immediate thrust. So they're good on the low end and in the mid-range, but you know, once you really get rolling, they kind of run out of steam. So it's probably not a good idea to try to run from a cop if you're on a Harley these days anymore. It's kind of like bringing a knife to a gunfight. If you're gonna do it, you probably want to be driving or riding a sport bike, you know, something that is both quick and extremely fast. You want something that's faster than a current V8 powered cop car like a Charger. I know all of this is probably causing some to clutch their pearls and squeal in outrage that I would even be discussing doing such a thing. But at any rate, for what it's worth, there it is. More over at EPautos.com, the web's best libertarian gearhead site. Thanks as always for listening, and we'll have more for you again soon.